All right, hello everybody. Welcome to my first attempt in making our Unified Sports State Championship coaches meeting via YouTube. So big welcome to the state championship. Congratulations on qualifying for the state championship. Due to the weather, we thought this may alleviate some pressure for some of our schools that are having to travel through a lot of snow on Monday morning. I'm going to go through the agenda that we have in place for this coaches meeting. It's the same agenda that I'll share in the email with this YouTube link. Please know that if you have questions throughout the weekend after watching this video, email me or catch me the day of. I'm glad to help out, obviously. So the first thing is, again, congrats. We're excited to host your team and your school, and good job on being here, and we're excited for the day. Second order of business on the agenda is I want to cover and make sure that you know if there are any roster changes, so if there's any substitutions that are going to be made to your roster before the tournament starts. But since you've turned in your state championship info for the program, please let us know either before Monday or the day of before the tournament starts. Let myself know so we can get those changes made. Next on the list is hopefully your team has your uniforms ready to go and to participate in for Monday's championship. Along with that, when you arrive on Monday and get your team packet, you will, just like last year, for those of you schools that made it last year, you will receive a set of letters that can be pinned onto the back right shoulder of your participants. And these letters are to be pinned onto the back, again, it's kind of shoulder area or lower, right below the shoulder blade area. They need to be pinned there because News Channel Nebraska will be airing and broadcasting Monday's championship. So please do that when you arrive. And the key too with that is make sure that you double check and make sure that the letters match up with the appropriate name on the introduction sheet that you provided us, because this is also how your kids will be introduced on Monday. That sheet's in your packet when you arrive. So again, make sure the letters match up. Speaking of TV, News Channel Nebraska will be on hand. They will get highlights from the morning seeding round. Once we get into afternoon match play in the bracket setting, they will have one camera stationed down on the south end to cover and span across the 6 lanes being used down there, and they will utilize lanes 27 and 28 as feature lanes similar to last year. During the semifinal round, they'll have their camera positioned so that both sets of lanes of the Final Four are covered. So again, they'll be on hand, and that's pretty exciting. Hopefully you've shared that information with your communities and your fans and your parents. Next, when you arrive Monday, let me know if something's changed regarding any ramps or assistance devices. That way we can be best prepared. Looking at the sheets from the onside, it looks like nobody had any of those devices in use for Monday. Also, I should make note, we will, just like in years past, have a team host, 2 hosts for each school that is participating. These are volunteers that will be on hand Monday to help you get checked in, get anything you need during the tournament or championship, to get any technical assistance. They will be wearing a gray and purple NSAA jacket. Most of them are Special Olympics Nebraska personnel. Make sure you thank them. They will be on hand to help and assist in any way possible. They will also be tracking your subs for you on Monday. So unlike district play, where you as a coach documented your substitutions and your patterns for your participants during district play, Special Olympics Nebraska and other volunteers will be on hand to do that for you on Monday. Reminder, we'll follow the same substitution patterns as we have all season, where your athlete will bowl frame 1, partner frame 2, partner frame 3, and then you reset. And then also a reminder that any sub that is made, once a substitution has been made and somebody has been taken out of the game, they cannot re-enter until the next game. So just a reminder of that as we move forward. Let us know if you have questions. Let's move into the opening ceremony portion of the day for Monday. So right now, with this change and us having this coaches meeting electronically done, really you need to be on hand Monday in time for the opening ceremonies at 10:30. So you still want to get there a few minutes early to get shoes and get your team situated, get your spot situated in the alley. But at 10:30, we will have opening ceremonies. These will take place at lane 18 and 19, middle of the bowling facility. We'll have some opening comments from our executive director from Special Olympics Nebraska, CEO Carolyn Chamberlain, and then also just a welcome to the championship. Once we're done with the opening comments, we will then disperse, and our MC will move everybody in the teams to their lanes that they will have for their seating round. I've emailed this, and I'll have it in your packet when you arrive on Monday. Your seating round lane assignments are as shown. When we get to this point in time of the day, following our opening comments, and the teams move to their seating round lane assignments, have your team go to the lane that they will warm up on first. So, for example, on this sheet, it talks about Bellevue West. Will warm up on lane 8 first and finish up on lane 7 because they are assigned lane 7 for their first lane of competition. Bellevue West should go to lane 8 when they leave the opening comments portion because that's how our announcer will introduce them. And you're going to want to line them up according to this sheet, which is in your qualifying packet info, where you have your players listed A, B, C, D, E, and your coach directly behind, or coaches behind the players. Have them line up like this, so you have a ball return in between both teams. And again, this is how our MC for the day will announce your team. So it's important to have the A, B, C, D, E on correctly, and then also in front of the correct lane. If you have questions Monday, we can certainly help you. Once each team is announced, then our announcer will then get us into the warm-up period. Reminder for the seating round, teams will get 15 minutes total to warm up. You'll start 7.5 minutes on one lane, switch to the other lane. Our MC will announce when to make that switch. You don't have to worry about any of that. Once warm-ups are done for the seating round, we will have a national anthem performed where you'll line up in front of your lane, and you can line up just like you did here for the team announcements. Once the anthem is done, we will have a young man from Bellevue West lead us in the Special Olympics Nebraska Oath. A reminder that we'll want everybody to participate in that. Our announcer will help everybody through that. We'll also have the oath distributed and displayed on the screens. But it's a reminder that we're going to do the oath as kind of the last thing before we get into the seating round. So again, that takes you through the opening ceremony. Other things I want to talk about in the coaches meeting, I've already hit on the warm-ups for the seating round, but warm-ups now moving into the bracketed play. So our first round of 8, those warm-ups will begin at 1:20, and they will last for 10 minutes. Again, you'll get 5 minutes on each lane. When we get to this portion, again, the first round of 8 of the bracket play, the best of 5 play, it is important to note that the team on the upper part of the bracket will warm up on the right lane first and finish on the left lane, because during this bracketed play, the team on the upper part of the bracket starts in that left lane for competition. So just a heads up on that. When we get to the final 4, you'll have 5 minutes of warm-up, again starting at approximately 2:25, so we're ready to go at 2:30. And the third round warm-ups will begin at 3:25, so we can start play at 3:30. Again, during the finals play, lane 27 and 28 will be the feature lanes down on the far north end of the building. Moving into another topic of discussion, in case we have ties, either for the seeding round or during the bracketed match play, we will follow the tie-breaking procedure found on page 14 in the manual. We're probably unlikely to happen, but just a heads up, we have that in place. One thing too, lunch. Pizza will be provided for you and your team, pizza and water, and available for you. You can pick it up in the lounge area following your seating round. It should be ready by 12 o'clock on Monday. You'll pick that up and then eat in your approach area. And again, we have it for the coaches and the participants. We'll use the pass gate to get your food picked up. That's how we'll track who should get food. A couple other additional items. If at any time during the championship you have a need to communicate or contact anybody from Sun Valley Lanes and their staff, Brian will be the acting manager that day. He and his staff will have Sun Valley Lanes apparel and polos on. Feel free to utilize your team hosts to get a hold of somebody, and also any means electronically that is needed. But again, they're there to help you. They'll be the ones that have your shoes ready first thing Monday morning as well, and they'll be taking care of us. Finally, with that, I went through this quickly because it's a video and I know I want to be short. If you have any questions before Monday or the day of, email me over the weekend or feel free to talk to me the day of. I'm glad to help you, and we want to make this the best experience possible at a state championship that it can be on Monday. We're excited for the day, and again, best of luck and safe travels as you come to Lincoln. We'll see you Monday.